Kendrick Lamar, Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, Adolf, Angry German Man. What do these people have in common? They were all heavily inspired by the art of war. Centuries have passed, and this dusty ass book has provided timeless philosophies and strategies to many great individuals. Okay, maybe not all of them were so great. Well, it's 2024, and the youth of today, we don't really fight in wars. We have rap beefs, Twitter feuds, and sports events instead. So I thought it would be great to give this legendary book a modern adaptation with modern examples. I extracted 10 chapters which will help you grasp the wisdom this legendary book holds. Today, you will learn how to handle conflict. The first and probably most elementary chapter is planning, based on the principle that the most important part of battle is the preparation that precedes it. And at the point where both sides have already engaged, the result will simply be a reflection of the work that was put in or not put in up until that point. Kendrick Lamar's landslide victory over Canadian actor/singer Drake is just proof of this. Even in a rap battle, planning and discipline beats flash 9 out of 10 times. Being prepared for all circumstances is what ensures certain victory, for it means you're fighting an enemy who is already beaten. According to insiders, Kendrick had several songs ready for every possible situation, because a victorious leader plans for many eventualities before the battle. A defeated leader plans for only a few. Many options bring victory, few options bring defeat. No options at all spells disaster. Yeah, practice is not sexy, cool, or entertaining. No one will see it or admire you for it, but it's detrimental when the time comes.
We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
Those situations are handled way before the time comes. In the summer, I think when you truly prepare yourself with training and conditioning and things like that, when you cheat yourself, you fail in those moments, you crash. And when you really put the time in, and whether people see it or whether people know it or not, it always come to light.
Every battle is won before it is fought. Damn, I wish I could go back and tell this to my younger self when I was hooping for the high school basketball team. Bro, I was so nervous in game every time. I think knowing that everything was already set in stone would have helped me out tremendously. Like, bro, damn near I could have made it to the league, bro. I'm not even, wait, listen. You're telling me I couldn't have made it to the league? I have this bitch on a string still. Stop playing, bro. Does Luka have the ha-ha in his arsenal? I don't think so. After all the planning, scouting, and prospecting is done, it's time to decide whether engaging in battle is even a good idea. Choose your battles wisely. If you know yourself and your enemy, you will gain victory 100 times out of 100. If you know yourself but not your enemy, you will meet one defeat for every victory. If you know neither yourself nor your enemy, you will never be victorious. Sun Tzu claims it's better to avoid conflict if that subsides great loss. But he's also Asian, so we're gonna take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, sometimes definitely being called a bitch is the better option than, losing everything you have. Shout out J. Cole, he knew what he was doing. Self-awareness is key to knowing whether your enemy can even be defeated. On the other side, striking fear into your opponent's heart and getting them to accept defeat before they even engaged in battle is seen as the highest form of victory. Known for just that, Mike Tyson's presence in the ring had fighters taking dives, literally throwing themselves on the ground in the ring to avoid punishment.
So here we go, round one, scheduled for 12. And
standing way outside. Look how he's standing straight up there. Now that's not.
Oh, down goes Bruce Sheldon.
Nice long rest there, but he has felt.
Back comes Sheldon.
Triple choosing boxing. If you have a great chin, you don't have a great chin, you can't get one. You can't buy one or learn one.
Oh, forget it. He's wobbly.
You can always punch. And that's
we must know. The great warriors of old not only won battles, but won them with ease. By the way, fun fact, if this fight had lasted for another round, Tupac would still be alive.
Come on, bro, why are you falling down? He didn't even touch you. Buddy managed to ruin his career and kill Tupac all in one evening.
Sadly, life is hard, so oftentimes, pussying out is not an option. So, whilst you are unsure of victory, defend. When victory is certain, attack. It's a general principle that the army that arrives first at the site of battle and waits for the enemy will be fresh. And the army that arrives second to the field and has to rush into battle will be labored and exhausted. Again, more proof that Kendrick was following in Sun Tzu's footsteps. The timing of that first diss was very peculiar. It dropped just as Drake was finishing his 85-show tour. Coincidence? I don't think so. Knowing that Drake was exhausted and outnumbered in that moment, he struck at the perfect time. This is the part of the book where Sun Tzu stresses the importance of deception. Successful war follows the path of deception, Sun Tzu says. In deploying your troops, the biggest skill is keeping your enemy in the dark. When you are able to act, feign incapacity. When you are close, appear to be far away. When your enemy seeks an advantage, lure him further. When he is strong, avoid him. Why is this only in he? Like, what, shouldn't we include the she's too? It's 2024. I feel like for a modern adaptation. Attack where he is unprepared, appear where you are least expected. Thus you may see that in war, surprise is the key to victory. Again, what did Kendrick do? Stayed silent while all the bullshit was going down. Everybody thought he wasn't dropping. Hell, I thought he wasn't dropping, okay? And I'm the biggest Kendrick dick eater there is. I'm fanned out, okay? I need help. Integrity goes out of the window when lives are at stake, literally or figuratively. So deceive if necessary, lie, play dirty, talk about that man's family, cheat on that test, cheat on your girl. It's not all sunshine and buttercups. When it's time to get on defense, when shit isn't sweet anymore, you're gonna need loyalty. A moral compass to hold your troops to. A reason for them to fight. Weakness stems from having to mount defenses. Strength stems from forcing the enemy to mount such defenses. That reminds me of that Fantano debate I had a couple months ago because I was mounting defenses the entire time, okay? In war, do not rely on the enemy not arriving to the battle, but on your own readiness to receive them. Do not rely on them not attacking, rather be sure of the defensibility of your own position. And I think this part is especially applicable to debates and arguments such as the one I just mentioned. Boy, I was not ready for that shit. God damn it. So I lost, okay, I'll admit it. Ultimately, it wasn't even clear what I was really fighting for, so people couldn't really even get on board if they wanted to. A moral compass brings people into accord with their leader so they can follow him in life or death without fear. Am I your leader, guys? Am I your leader? Okay, that's kind of a stretched analogy, but I think it still holds water. Don't play with me.
That's a Bikram yoga stretch.
Every army needs a great and capable leader to see success. Now, there are certain qualities a person must possess to be an effective leader. Decisiveness, courage, and competence are a given. But in order to command respect from his or her troops, a leader also must manage them accordingly. As stated in The Art of War, a general who punishes his troops before he has won them over will never be accepted by them, and they will be useless to him. I can speak from personal experience on this one. Alright, so a while ago I was working this little summer job, little retail job, something light, real light. And I had this boss who was on my ass as soon as I got there, talking crazy slick corporate talk like,
quit yapping your mouth.
and hey Tina, should I put this box in the trash or
Where else would it go?
She lost me instantly, okay? She lost all of us. That's right, nobody liked you, Tina, because you're a bad person. We're selling Kappa in an undesirable location, Tina. I'm not the reason your sales are down. I don't get paid to come 20 minutes before the shift starts, so I'm not gonna come. And then you go ahead and fire all the male workers on some slick shit, trying to get a little matriarchy going. Girl power. Someone's seen the Barbie movie. Yeah, you'll never have this. You'll never have. How many subscribers do you have? Huh, Tina? 0. That's what your life is worth. 0. Shut up. And I am not accepting that Facebook friend request. What are you, 46? Nobody even uses Facebook anymore, Tina. Take it from Sun Tzu himself. You must bring your troops together with humane treatment and bind them with discipline. This is the path to invincibility. Enact consistency in orders and your men will be loyal to you. Or women, if there is no consistency, they will not. It is of mutual benefit to general and men to maintain this consistency. And above all, the old reliable Never underestimate your opponent. In order to be an effective leader, one must also have mental fortitude. Now let's talk about Hitler. He was by all means a competent leader when it came to starting war, but ultimately his inability to finish it would cause Germany's downfall. On the back end of 1942, Hitler decided to conquer Russia, a decision that ultimately proved fatal. Despite initial progress, German forces were rendered useless as the Russian winter started approaching. Unable to face defeat, Hitler started making increasingly emotional and desperate decisions, such as firing the general of the German army and replacing him with, wait for it, himself. Buddy was playing my GM in real life. Remember, a weak leader never takes responsibility for anything, okay? His defeat is always someone else's fault. Hitler was willing to send most of his troops on psychotic suicide missions that had small chances of success. He should have listened to our Chinese friend. A ruler should not call his general to arms simply out of anger. A wise ruler is cautious, and a good general, alert. A skilled general will avoid the enemy when they are full of fight. Holding off from an enemy whose hammers are well ordered is the mastery of the upper hand. Do not swallow the bait that is put out for you. Hey, maybe Adolf skipped this entire chapter, who knows? Besides sending his troops to death, he also impoverished the majority of his population because he was afraid of swallowing his pride. Showing that the whole, I care about the people, we are the superior race, shtick was entirely bullshit based in bitterness, fear, and cowardice. Exposing himself for the evil pussy of a man he really was. A quick temper can be provoked into rash action. A misplaced sense of honor brings only shame. Turns out Hitler's ambitions to take over the world were all about him after all. Surprise, surprise. This next principle is extremely unique because it practically doesn't even exist. It's all in our imagination, yet it's just as real as anything else written in this book. Take it from Mr. 2 himself. The combined effect of momentum in battle has the power of rolling logs and boulders. The hot hand phenomenon is something that's familiar to anybody who's ever played a sport before. Oh no! Wait, what happened? What's happening? The graph you're seeing right now? We're losing all the Fantano viewers. Oh no! Anyway, this principle states that a person who experiences a successful outcome will have a greater chance of experiencing more success in further attempts. Like, I don't care what science says, this shit is real. It exists, okay? The infusion of confidence and focus you get during a hot streak is absolutely unparalleled. The other day, and once Real Madrid scored that one goal, the game was essentially over. The Dortmund players' spirits were completely drained, and after they conceded, their whole team was in disarray. They made blunders so egregious, you wouldn't even see them in your local Sunday league. Mind you, these are world-class athletes performing on the biggest stage. If it can happen to them, it can happen to anybody. In war, momentum turns courage into cowardice, strength into weakness, cowardice into courage, and weakness into strength. Be aware of this phenomenon and use it to your advantage. Using spies. Bro, this is such a guy video, okay? I've never made such a guy video before. It has to be the most disparaging graph I'll ever get on a vid. This chapter manages to sneak into every facet of life and is stressed as the most important factor for victory by Sun Tzu. For what enables a wise ruler and an able general to attack decisively and succeed where ordinary men fail is foreknowledge. It can be obtained from men who have accurate knowledge of the enemy's situation. No, spies are definitely Drizzy Drake's biggest enemy, okay? He's lost 2 entirely different rap beefs at this point, solely because of insider information. If anything, I think the main takeaway is that Aubrey really needs to read this book. Bro, watch this video. Write some notes down because Jesus Christ. Sun Tzu notes 5 different types of spy. Local spy, internal spy, converted spy, expandable spy, permanent spy. The last 2 are the most important, so we're going to talk about them. The expendable spy is one who is fed false information so that it may be picked up by the enemy's own spies. Just to clarify, this is the one Drake lied about having. The permanent spy is one you rely on to bring you back intel and focused reports. That's the one Kendrick actually had. or ones, he probably had multiple. Bill Belichick, arguably the best NFL coach of all time, has been very vocal about the inspiration he has taken from the ancient book.
You don't go back far enough, look at Sun Tzu, look at the great generals. You exploit your strengths and attack weaknesses. That's about as fundamental as it gets.
Thus, it's no surprise he was caught using spy cameras to probe the opposing team's game plan. He retired with 8 rings. In 280 BC, King Pyrrhus did the impossible by defeating the Romans in the Battle of Asculum? I don't know how you're supposed to say it. However, despite the victory, King Pyrrhus was left feeling defeated. Suffering significant losses, he was quoted as saying, "If we are victorious in one more battle with the Romans, we shall be utterly ruined." It is from this legendary event that the term Pyrrhic victory originated. A Pyrrhic victory occurs when the toll on the winning party is so heavy that it nullifies all the rewards of success. Yeah, so how about that? Sometimes you can lose in spite winning. In business, we can often see Pyrrhic victories as results from lengthy and expensive lawsuits or hostile takeover bids that succeed only at too great of a cost. Frequently, smaller companies get ruined going to war with big corporations who just have more time and resources to waste.
Well, I'll pay you 100 grand all in and we're done.
That was a 300 grand job, sir. That was the price.
Yeah? Well, sue me. Good luck.
Sir.
My lawyer used to work for the Justice Department. Who's your lawyer? Mr.
Angry German man.
Although I have heard of reckless haste in war, I have never seen wise delay. So you can now see that in war, it is winning alone that matters, and there is no merit in prolonging a campaign. No one profits from prolonged warfare, so break it off fast and clean. This last one is tricky. Son couldn't even approach it, so I'ma do it instead. War in the social media age, where truth is distorted and false images prevail. In the never-ending war for attention, reality is irrelevant. All that has to be presented is a believable image for people to get on board. Somewhere along the line, someone figured out that there's profit to be made from conflict. And thus after that, conflict started being created solely for that reason. The media constantly uses this fact to their advantage. I mean, even going back to the 1980s, the NBA was a failing league, on the verge of bankruptcy, before the Magic Bird rivalry started heating up. That's why we saw hip-hop's popularity peak when the media pinned the East and the West against each other in the 90s. How many fake internet beefs do we choose to believe every day? How invested are we in influencer boxing matches that end up creating billion-dollar hydration drink brands? While for some, war is still a grim reality, for most of us, war is no longer the place where life and death meet, yet a billion-dollar industry that demands everyone's attention. In conclusion, I just want to talk to you on a personal level. Don't conflate wars with battles. As you go through life to evolve as a person, you will fight many battles.
5 seconds left. 4. Bryant drives. Pull up. Shot on the way. No good. Carvalho rebound.
In your career, in your personal life, in your head.
Wide right. Van Exel fakes knock away. Cross court left. Open Kobe Bryant for 3. Another air ball. He shoots back-to-back air ball. Jazz basketball.
And you'll lose.
Van Exel backs it out. Straight away to Kobe Bryant. Bryant for 3. It's short again. Air ball. Air ball. Beyond rookie. 3 times. He shot air ball.
You'll lose a lot.
Stockton all over him. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Here's a 3-pointer. Air ball again. By Kobe Bryant.
The key is to not get discouraged.
It's Stockton. It's over. It's over.
And just keep coming back. And keep coming back. It's good to understand that losing battles is an absolute necessity for personal growth. And in the end, after all the battles you lost, if you keep coming back, who knows? You might just win the war.
Angry German man. Angry German man.
Well, actually, he was Austrian. How about you actually go get some bitches? How about that? Nobody cares, okay? You're not smart. If you were smart, you'd be getting bitches right now. There's factual inaccuracies in the video. You want to go band for band? Trying to go band for band? I promise you, you don't. I promise you, you don't. Shut up. Nobody likes you.